to start a new project, and I'm doing it on my own at the beginning because it involves heat, and if it doesn't go well, I'm not going to show Birdie and Archer's talking about doing a project with us, so I'm not going to show them unless I can do it successfully. And also, after I do it, we're not going to do it together because it involves using a skillet. So we can only do it one at a time anyway. So I'm going to get started. We're going to be melting crayons on the skillet to make a picture. And I'm going to use, since we just did Impressionism, I'm going to create a Post-Impressionist picture using the melted wax, which will create more texture and contrast and directional markings like Van Gogh. I'm going to recreate a bouquet I found, a wedding bouquet. So I'm going to pick out my palette, all the colors. I'm going to do that. And once I have my palette, then I'm going to start the drawing on the skillet. So this is just the test run. We'll see how it goes. Okay, I just finished. It was a fun project. You have to work quickly. I would work from a picture. I did do a freestyle. The sunflowers, the second picture was like just a freestyle. It's fun. It's fun to color mix. It's quick. The scratch art, this would be a quick way to do the scratch art to, if you want the kids to prep their scratch art projects, you could have them probably do it quicker using that. They'd have a more saturated color and more coverage than just rubbing it, because you get the little white spaces in between unless you really press. So this would be good for doing scratch art. It's great for color mixing. I think the more you practice, the better it'll get, obviously. The size of the paper is contingent on the size of your griddle. So I think we have a pretty large griddle. So unless you own a restaurant, you're probably gonna have to do the same size paper. This was probably a 12 by 14 piece of paper. So here's the finished pictures. You can see the texture. And here's the freestyle. This is just me playing around. I feel like if I kept playing around, eventually the colors might mix and get too mucky. So there's the texture. And then this is the last one I did. Yep, that's the right direction. This one I used a picture to work from. So just experiment and try different pictures. That's thick paper. That's mixed media paper. I would do an 80-pound paper just to hold all that wax. I just had that bag of random crayons, and I found every color I needed. Overall, it was fun. I wouldn't do this with Birdie or my other children. I feel like it's just too much of a hazard with the griddle. I had it on warm / the 200 degrees. I never burned myself, and I used my kitchen tongs as my hand. So if the paper moved, I would use this, and then I use this to pick up the paper and put it down. So a griddle, aluminum foil, paper, tongs, crayons, and some inspiration. And I think if you did a bunch of recreations of Van Gogh's work, this would be fun, because you get that texture and that brush look that he did. So anyway, lots of fun. I might do it again someday, but it was just fun. It was a fun way to try something new.